Hello, female educators. How are you guys doing? Yes, we're now winding down and we're coming to the end of this yet again challenging year. But at the same time, we have to be grateful. We've learned a lot. We should be celebrating a lot because through our learning, we should be celebrating because we know better teachers or educators than we have been, because we're now able to teach under all different circumstances and conditions. Whereas 2019, we would not have said that. We're now able to use so many different platforms. I am not saying it was easy. Nevertheless, we've learned a lot and we've actually have so many tools in our toolbox that at any short notice, we could pull one of those out and run with it, because 2020 and 2021 had forced us to use technology as never before, to learn technology as never before, to understand platform as never before. Some of the platform we never even knew existed. We have actually learned to use these platforms. As a result of that, I do feel that we need to demonstrate gratitude. Yes, we got to be grateful for those things. I know it wasn't easy. So don't accuse me of, oh, you don't understand. I do understand. I did share, like you, I shared a lot of tears. I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of uncertainty. My shedding of tears was, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. Oh my goodness, I've got to learn this. What do I do? And remind me that YouTube, I had to remind myself rather, YouTube became my teacher. Because when the students actually start pushing me wrong, in terms of some of the things they were doing on the online platform, when they actually pushed my back against the wall, I had no choice than to stay up all night, go onto YouTube so that I could actually know what to do for next day. When they actually decide to, especially on Teams, had Teams on, all of a sudden, students decide to log me out because I didn't realize that I needed to make sure that I was the one controlling the buttons. But I had to learn this the hard way. So you're not the only one, guys. I've been there too, and I know exactly what you're talking about. So in terms of gratitude, I feel those are some of the things I need to be grateful for. And I'm grateful for those things. But on a daily basis, these are some of the things I'm grateful for. Because I'm going back we are back in the physical classroom. And sometimes we have to teach online because some of the students are isolating. So that's a big plus for me. It's something I'm grateful for because I now know how to teach two ways. Teach while I'm in the classroom and have students at home isolating. I'm not saying it's a good thing because the minute administrators or the powers that be knows that, they feel they could start taking advantage. But we need to actually take control of that. That's for another session. So that's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the ability and the knowledge that I have gained through COVID-19 in 2020 and 2021, which have actually enabled me to have new tools in my toolbox. Today, I had to use some of those tools. So that's one of my gratitude. I'm grateful also for family. Also, the fact that I have made it a new day, new opportunities, new skills, new mistakes. Leave yesterday behind, and I need to embrace today with all the new things that's come in place for which I need to celebrate. So those are some of the things I'm grateful for. And of course, life. Without life and without demonstrating gratitude, I wouldn't understand, nor would I know the beauty of what I'm celebrating today in terms of my wins, in terms of going to new schools, in terms of the new opportunity that I've got. What's my win? My win is I have taught year 10s and year 7 students. And year 7 and year 7 students enabled me to come into their space. So therefore, they discussed things with me in terms of what they were doing, how they were doing things. So it was a fantastic opportunity. So that was one of my wins, and that's what I was grateful for them allowing me to come into their space. They didn't have to do that because it's their space. So that's something I'm grateful for, and it was also a win. Another win for me was when I traveled to that school, I traveled by the underground. And someone who suffered from hay fever like myself, the underground could be quite stuffy. So traveling this morning, oh my goodness, it was challenging. And then I'm thinking, okay, I need to find an alternative route to come home. Because it was hotter going back home than it was when I'm going to work this morning. So one of my wins was through walking around the school, I realized that, there are buses that I could take to come to on my journey. And it was fantastic. It was a fantastic journey. And the journey was even shorter than me taking the underground. So that was a win for me, in the sense that using alternative transport instead of the underground, and that was a plus, because it was a win for me, because the journey was much nicer, in terms of seeing what's going on, so that was my win today. Okay, something I want to talk about is limited belief. What does that mean to you? I've thrown that out to a group of students a few weeks ago. And some of the things that came up was limiting yourself, other people limiting you. When you say other people, which means that you are not taking responsibility, right? Limit what you do. There were so many things came up from the students. Limited belief can actually be a stopgap for us. It could prevent us from excelling. It could prevent us from becoming creative. It could prevent us from seeing what is possible. We also need to realize that limitation and limiting our belief comes from us. We also allow other people to come onto our space to limit us. It's up to you again, because you are the one in control, right? So you need to take control. You need to reclaim your belief and prevent other people from coming onto your station, as you might call it, and limiting your thoughts, because your belief are your thoughts. And I'm afraid educators do that quite often by limiting students' belief process, by saying to them that you are not able to do. Instead of saying to students, you are not able to do that yet. How do we know that in the future that they won't be able to do that? By we saying to them that you are not able to do that, what we are doing is limiting them from seeing the possibility. What I say to my students all the time is, I say to them, I cannot say that you are not able to do this, but what I could say is, right now, you are not able to do this. Right now. But you can in the future if you do X, Y, Z. Because remember, educators, what we say to our students becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. Because students see us as the individuals who know or have all the answers. As I keep on saying to my student, this educator don't know all, nor does she have all the answers. Right? So we also need to stop limiting our students and limiting ourselves. We limit our students because of our own limitation. So we need to start reflecting on that. And we need to look at why and who limit us. society, especially women, society limits us as women. The environment limits us as women. We are programmed to limit ourselves as women. Right? The other thing is, we are limited by our thoughts. We are the biggest limiter and restriction in our life, because we are constantly limiting our belief and preventing ourselves from excelling and being creative and seeing the possibilities. So, women and educators, you need to start removing those limitations that you are putting on yourself. You are in control. Remember, I am not saying it's easy, so don't accuse me of saying it's easy. I've been there. I know it's not easy, but at the same time, I know it is possible to remove the limitations. We have choices. And there's sometimes these limitations are keeping us safe. For whatever reason, it's serving us. You need to ask yourself, why is it serving you? You need to start removing it. Because through our limitation, we also are limiting our students. I see it happen all the time. A few weeks ago, while I was teaching in a school, I had a long-term contract. Students saying, when I say to the student, oh yes, psychology, you could all do the psychology and you could all get good grades, etc. One of the first things the students say to me, no, miss. I said, what do you mean no? Oh, our teacher said to us that psychology is really difficult. So there, the limitation I've already put on those students. And those students also take on that limitation because it was put on them by the teacher. A lot of things went through my mind. I was internally angry because I'm thinking, how dare you? Right? Because as a result of that, the students already limit themselves, so therefore there is no way they're going to see the possibility of getting higher grades or the possibility of getting further. So even though I say to them, okay, I understand that, but you could change that by changing your mindset. And you could start revising so that you could actually get a better grades and start embracing psychology as a subject that you could get higher grades and you could start enjoying. So it's like me spending God knows how long to change those mindsets, because the educator put the limit on the students and then the student took it on, and then it became self-fulfilling prophecy, and then it became a program, and then it stuck. And then we have the limit. And then in terms of the belief, stuck. So stuck all over. As I keep on saying to my students, right now, you are not able to do this right now, but you can in the future. So I actually give them strategies to actually do it in the future, because I cannot say what a student is capable of. They are the one in control of all of that. Because as we know as educator, a student could fail a mock exam, but a real exam, that same student passed with an A. I see it all the time. So whatever they've done to change the whole process of failing the mock to gaining an A, they could do it. So that's why as an educator, I maintain a growth mindset with my students. I'm saying there are possibilities. It can be very challenging for you to get there, depending on the stage you are right now. But at the same time, it is possible. Because I personally feel that it is wrong for us to have limitation on students' belief. So which means that we're encouraging them to have a fixed mindset. And that could be very, very dangerous. We need to always encourage our students to have a growth mindset. See the possibilities. We as educators also need to have a growth mindset. Because with a growth mindset, you see everything that is possible. And that comes with removing the limitation that you put on your belief. Remember, I am not for 1 minute saying it is easy. I know it's not easy. But it is doable and it is possible. So, you are the one that is keeping yourself stuck by putting the limiting your belief. And you actually allow other people to come on and put on the limitation on you. You need to take control of that. You need to reclaim that, right? Reclaim that and remind yourself that anybody who begin to put limitation on your belief, you need to ask yourself, are they worthy of your time or they are worthy of your space? Anyway, guys, take care. These are the things I want you to do. I want you to identify what you're grateful for every day. Celebrate it. Find it. It's there. I also want you to identify your wins. It's there. Yes, teaching is difficult. Yes, it's challenging. But believe me, it could be a small win, but it's there. So you find that win, you celebrate it. You demonstrate your joy, you dance around, you do your happy dance, etc. And also in terms of your limited belief, you are the one who enforcing that limitation on your belief. You need to get rid of it. You need to reclaim the power of your belief. It is powerful because it's the interesting thing about it. The reason why this topic came to mind was this morning I had to go to a school and I realized that I was having a few limited beliefs there. And I had to remind myself of why I'm putting that limitation there. I needed to remind myself that there are growth, there are possibilities, and the limitation which I put on that belief this morning, it was from me. Because later on, I realized that there was no limitation. The belief was there, and it was possible, and the opportunity was there. I was the one restricting it, and I was the one suffocating myself. So I had to remove that limitation. And as a result of that, through reflection, I realized that, oops, I need to talk about that. Right? So educators, I want you to reclaim the power of your belief. And I want you to get rid of the limitation that you have put there, and you allow other people to come on and put the limitation on you. And as a result of that, some of us put the limitation on our student instead of allowing our student to express and enabling them to see the growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. As we know, our thoughts are not fixed. We are the one that fix it, and our mind isn't fixed, and the brain is fluid. We know all of that. And we know the brain is plasticity. We are the one that make it rigid. So you need to remove that. Anyway, guys, take care, stay blessed. Have a fantastic evening, night, morning where you are. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.